Pleasant good day, everyone. I'm Lyrical Evangelist, and welcome back to my channel. Now, I know that you are busy. I know that you are consumed. I know that you are preoccupied. I know that things are very confusing around you. There's kids to take care of. There's the job. There's the co-workers. There's things at home. There's marital issues. There's sickness in the family. There's all kind of things. That rightly so. Would preoccupy your mind. It will keep you distracted a bit. And with all the things they might be doing, so much it is almost like dizziness. There's so much things going on. Every single day you would step outside, right? Or every time you go outside, you would step outside and you would see someone in need. You would see someone on the ground. You would see someone destitute. You would see someone poor. You would see someone deformed. You would see someone disabled and crippled. And you would walk over them. They would be sticking their hands out to you, and you would walk over them and say, "Nah, not today. You have too much going on. You're saving for that nice car. You have too much going on. You have to pay the bills. You have too much going on." And none of these things are wrong to say about your day-to-day affairs and such. But what about that person on the street? You see, we just never really think about it that way. But I was reading this and I saw Jesus spoke about it and say, I'll talk to us about it today. We just never really see with the amount of various things we have to think about these days, we never really think about that. And every single day, according to where you live, you are gonna see people on the streets. You are gonna see people that need clothing. You are gonna see people that need food, that need a little money. You're gonna see people that and how do you treat with them? Do you ignore them? Do you walk past them like they don't exist? Do you just see them as lesser than? Do you, when they come close to you, get away from me, get away from me, you smell and get away from me? I no money today, get away from me. What is your attitude towards those that have less than you? What is your attitude towards those who can't help you, who can't do nothing for you? Say it's easy to treat somebody good when you know they could give you something in return. It's easy to have respect for somebody and tell them morning when you know that that person in control of your job. It's easy to tell somebody good morning or to have good relations with somebody when they are your employer. Or if they are your neighbor or anything you want right standing within the community. But it's how you treat the person who's lying on the side of the road, like, and you're throwing stones at them, or you're kicking at them, or you're throwing, I see videos, you're throwing water on them. Now listen, yeah, I saw some videos with a homeless guy was in front of business and the person threw soup, water and thing. Listen, at the end of the day, I know you want business to continue and thing as usual, but do you really think that was the method to throw soup water on somebody? I don't know. It just, like how you feel like that was okay. And certainly we treat people. So let's talk about it. Jesus spoke about it here. Jesus spoke about it in Matthew 25, right? Matthew 25, verse 30, verse 31. You understand? You can't really treat people certain ways too. You can't really throw water on them. You can't really shun them because you don't know what situation or circumstance caused them to end up in that predicament in the first place. If today, and listen, there are threats looming of wars. When Jesus talk about, you'll hear about wars and rumors of wars and things. So many things going on. All it takes is one bomb to drop to send this place into a tailspin in terms of food. So there'll be a drought, there might be, in terms of famine, in terms of certain things, and a lot of people might be on the streets. You definitely wouldn't want somebody, doing something so foul to you, especially with what's going on. You understand? Especially with what's going on, and if we could, like, just open your eyes to those less fortunate than you. I'm not saying give them your whole salary. I'm not saying, listen, sometimes you don't even want to get money. What about a conversation? Hey, how you going today? You want a sandwich? You could make that home. And don't let me hear nothing about you going to use it to buy drugs. Sometimes you use that. Listen, if you give from the goodness of your heart, listen, you do your part there already, okay? As I say, you don't need to give money. And listen, there's something free called encouragement. There's something free. If you have no money, you could talk to somebody. Just treat them like a human. Sometimes you treat people like this, not human. You understand? But I ranted on for too long. Let me go into this. Right? Chapter 25, verse 31. Follow me in your Bibles, right? When the Son of Man comes into his glory and all angels with him, he will sit on his throne in heavenly glory. Verse 32. All nations will be gathered before him, and he will separate the people one from another as a shepherd separates the sheep from the goat. So Jesus is going to do some serious separating. It reminds me of the tares and the wheats, okay? He's going to do some serious separating. He will separate the sheep from the goats. He will put the sheep on his right and the goat on his left. Then the king will say to those on his right, "Come, you who are blessed by my Father, take your inheritance. The kingdom prepared for you since the creation of the world." For listen now, verse 35 is where you get the meat now. "For I was hungry and you gave me something to eat. I was thirsty and you gave me something to drink. I was a stranger and you invited me in. I needed clothes and you clothed me. I was sick and you looked after me. I was in prison and you came to visit me." Then the righteous surprised will answer him, "Lord, when did we see you hungry and feed you, or thirsty and give you something to drink? When did we see you a stranger and invite you in, or needing clothes and clothe you? When did we see you sick or in prison and go visit you?" Then the king will reply, "I tell you the truth. Whatever you did for one of the least of these brothers of mine, you did for me." Then he will say to those on his left, "Depart from me, you who are cursed, into eternal fire, prepared for the devil and his angels. For I was hungry and you gave me nothing to eat. I was thirsty and you gave me nothing to drink. I was a stranger and you did not invite me in. I needed clothes and you did not clothe me. I was sick and in prison and you did not look after me." They will also answer, "Lord, when did we see you hungry or thirsty or a stranger needing clothes, or sick or in prison and did not help you?" He will reply, "I tell you the truth. Whatever you did not do for one of the least of these, you did not do for me." Then they will go away to eternal punishment, but the righteous to eternal life. Look at how that whole situation unfolded. Listen, they saying, and Jesus, when he's speaking about these persons, these less fortunate persons, these persons on the street, these persons who in these kind of conditions, he talking about them like himself. "Look what you do to me." He say, "Look what you do to that vagrant." He didn't say, "Look what you do to that homeless." He say, "Look what you did to me. You clothe me, you feed me, you take me in. And look what you didn't do to me. You pass me straight, you cuss me. You say I was smelling, you do that, you do that. That is what you do to me." You understand? And Jesus is, I remember Jesus is talking to a multitude here, and I'm certain in those days when Jesus was talking, there would have been displaced people as well. In every country, in every city, in every economy, in every camp, in every tribe, there will be people like that. And he's like, listen, you walking over these people and things like this, nothing. Jesus is, and that is to show how much he loves all of us. There's no favoritism with God, There's no favoritism with God, boy. God could love a king. He could love a king and he could love a pauper. And he doesn't love one more than the other. That's the thing. He doesn't love one more than the other. He doesn't. So why are we, even in the book of James, it talks about showing favoritism, like especially in the church and thing too. You're saving seat for people, and now this seat reserved for this one and this seat reserved for that one, and the other people have to stand up or go somewhere else, and like these things. Jesus treats us fairly. He is a fair God. He's an understanding God. He's a compassionate God. He didn't choose to come as a king, in pomp and splendor and all these things. He didn't choose to come. He chose the humility. In humility, he wrapped himself in flesh. Somebody who are accustomed to seeing streets of gold and gates of pearl, he wrapped himself in flesh so that he could fellowship with us, He was born. None of us here would have been born in a stable with farm animals. He was born in a stable with farm animals. He didn't have the best doctors, the best nurses, the best midwives. He didn't have all of these things tending to him, but yet say he was born humble beginnings, a carpenter, and a carpenter's son. He didn't have no silver spoon in his mouth. He didn't come from a family, the bloodline of wealth and all these things. He didn't, and look how he came. And he still related to people, and he still, he still interacted with people. He still walked past, and when they cried out to him, "Jesus, Son of David, have mercy on me," stretched out. Anywhere he go, he was, he was doing things, and everywhere Jesus went, he left that impact. Every single place Jesus went, he left an impact. I am sure there's somebody in your community, there's somebody in your environs, there's somebody around your workplace And it don't take much. I know we have a lot of things to do. I know we have a lot of bills to pay. I know we have a lot of, different responsibilities, but it doesn't take much. It doesn't take much. Somebody on the ground, somebody living in cardboard, somebody, struggling and suffering. It doesn't take much to, just look at them with compassion. Just for once, just do look at them, pass them and scorn your face or walk past them, and all of these things. These people are human beings too, and you do not know what put them in that situation, because most of the times you might think in your understanding, you're trying to reason it out, it's probably drugs. Because when you say it's probably drugs get somebody in that situation, it's easier for you to dehumanize them. It's easier for you to not want to share with them. It's easier for you to see them as lesser than, because you think, yeah, if I give them anything, they'll go and buy more thing. That has nothing to do with you. Listen, when I was away in England, my heart was broken. I was going into that fucking Bible said don't let your left hand know your right hand is doing. But I saw, I was going to a grocery a day, boy, and I'll keep it short, but I saw, I accustomed to seeing people homeless and thing. I accustomed to seeing that in Trinidad, from Trinidad, I accustomed to seeing that. But I saw men and women in that cool, listen, that cool was numbing cool. Numbing cool. I saw men and women in numbing cool with barely anything on. I have on jackets, hat, all these things, and these people in I was like, whoa. And for a while, but I feel to cry, but because, and I did see some of them doing drugs as well. And I did, when the person asked, walk past at first, but it's like, I couldn't keep going, boy. And I'll leave it at that. You're seeing people with all, and, with more Caucasian people, you would notice the injections, you would notice the, certain things. And in my mind, I was rationalizing, like, if I get this person this, I'm going to buy drugs, And the more I keep saying that, is the further and further I was able to walk. Because, you kind of dehumanize them. Yeah. Kind of dehumanize them. You don't know what situation you will end up in, You don't know what situation you will end up in the future, God forbid, None of us know, None of us know, You understand? You don't know if 2 years, 5 years, 10 years from now, you could be somewhere in the streets, You don't know. We don't know what this will have coming until the coming of our Lord Jesus Christ. And it did say it's not gonna get better, it's gonna get worse. It's gonna be as a woman in travail. Do you know what travail is? Do you know what that is? It's gonna be terrible. It's gonna get worse. It's gonna get worse. It's gonna get worse. We don't know what we're gonna have. All this could be gone. All this could be gone in the blink of an eye. All it takes is one earthquake. All it takes is one tsunami. All it takes is one plague. All it takes is one pestilence. All it takes is one bomb. All it takes is one invasion. And all of that could be gone. And we could be fellowshipping on the streets with these same people they look down on every day. I love history. If you read history and you look back and you look back and you look back, things like this happen already, The Great Depression, the Black Plague, like certain other things. COVID was, let me respect it by not saying what I was going to say, because millions of people did die, a lot of people did die. But compared to some of the other things that happened previously, oh my gosh, that was child's play. There's a lot of things that plagues and different things that happened, previously that it wasn't like that. It wasn't so easy, no. It wasn't so easy. You understand? So a miracle evangelist, just just look out. Just look out. Look out, because you don't know what people going through, and you don't know where you would end up. You don't know where you would end up when Wall Street had crashed. Do you know how many people committed suicide because it's a fear? You're accustomed to the lifestyle. You're accustomed to a certain lifestyle, and when you look in your account and it hits zero, oh my gosh, that depression is hit you, boy. I remember when I was still living in sin and living in in racket and thing. Oh gosh, I was in so much shopping, but I was saving that money. And when my God called my time and things started happening to me, I had to sell everything. And in a matter of 6 months, these things I had saved, it was gone. It was gone. The car had to go, different things had to go, because after a while you start getting comfortable in your possessions, you feel me? You start, looking in your bank account every day, your bank account give you this extra, walk and this, you spread your shoulder more and you could just walk and you could think because you feel comfortable, you feel you're in a perimeter of safety, in a safety net of finances. But as I say, we don't know where we end up because I would have never thought. I would have never, much thing I was doing just a few years ago, just until 2019. Much things I was doing and making some serious cash. Just the money lending I used to do alone used to pay me more than the 2 jobs I had back then. Just the money lending alone, and that is illegal by the way. So it's like, okay, that these things, is the, when God called a number, and God was like, yeah, time up for you, because I was on real foolishness, I was on real folly, I was on real wickedness and evil. But when God says time up, it's time up. And he could snatch anything away from anybody at any point in time for you to see that, okay, it's not by your strength, it's not by your will, it's not by your power. It's because God gives. Bible says rain fall on the just and the unjust. God gives it to you, and he can't take it away. So do not place your whole identity in what you have. If as I was telling my brother the other day, the thing he don't watch my videos because he'll be pissed. I even talking about, I ain't going to take too much, but let's say you love this particular thing, right? He will get vexed. So I don't want to know the analogy I'm talking about, but let's say you love this particular thing. If you place all of your love into this, if you place all of your affection into this, if you place all of your time into this, if you place all of your resources into this, if you place everything into this, you might say like, okay, yeah, I have this, these things are going well. But if for some reason or the other this is misplaced, if for some reason or the other this is destroyed, if for some reason or the other this is stolen, if for some reason or the other this has been snatched away from you, then your life will have no meaning and your identity will be gone. And that is where things will start to get dangerous, because then you'll start to be like, where is the point of living? Is life worth living? You understand what I'm saying? Forgive me, Juju. Anyway, I'm Lyrical Evangelist. You all have a blessed day. Just keep prayed up. Pray for me as I will continue to pray for you. I just stumbled out. This is not what I wanted to speak about today, but it's something that just opened my eyes. I had something completely different today planned to speak about, but I believe God probably give me that placed on my heart to speak about, because as I say, I don't know what you're going through. I don't know if this word will resonate with you. You might say, you know what, I've really treated this person badly on the streets. I'm going to reach out. I don't know. As far as it go, I'm just obedient to the voice of God with this, and I see that we talk about this, right? But you all have a blessed one. I think I'm going to do one more video now, and next one, the one I wanted to do, but I'll post this first, right? So you all have a blessed one. I'm Lyrical Evangelist. Goodbye.